Good morning, children. Today I am going to start with a new topic, polygenic inheritance in wheat. What is mean by polygenic? Already I have discussed with you about pleiotropy. Pleiotropy means single gene control many character. That is called pleiotropy. Many gene control one character or many gene influence the expression of one phenotypic character is called polygenic inheritance. Okay, this is what difference between pleiotropy and polygenic inheritance. Polygenic inheritance, several genes combine to affect a single trait. Trait means character. A group of genes that together determine a characteristic of an organism is called polygenic inheritance. 2-mark question. What is meant by polygenic inheritance? A group of genes that together determine a characteristic of an organism is called polygenic inheritance. It gives explanation to the inheritance of continuous traits which are compatible with Mendel's law. The first experiment on polygenic inheritance was demonstrated by Swedish geneticist H. Nelson L. in wheat kernels. Regarding polygenic inheritance, first experiment done by Nelson L. in wheat kernel plants. Kernel color is controlled by two genes, each with two alleles. One with red kernel color was dominant to white. So actually the kernel color of the wheat is controlled by two genes, each gene with two alleles. Okay, kernel color controlled by two genes, not a single gene, two genes. That each gene consists of two alleles. So together two genes, each gene consists of two alleles. Then for two genes, four alleles. So four alleles control the color of the plant. Okay. In this, red kernel color was dominant to white. He crossed the two pure breeding wheat varieties. What are the two pure breeding wheat varieties? One is dark red and another one is white. These are the two pure breeding, and he crossed the two pure breeding wheat varieties. And dark red genotypes are capital R1, capital R1. It is for one gene, two alleles. And capital R2, capital R2. This is an alleles of another gene. So together two genes control the red color. Since each gene consists of two alleles, there are four alleles are there for the dark red genotypes. And for white genotypes, same as red, but in small letters. Small r1 are the two alleles of one gene. Small r2 are the two alleles of another gene. Totally four alleles control the white genotypes. Okay, when these two pure breeding are crossed, in the F1 generation, he obtained medium red color with the genotype of capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. Okay. F1 wheat plant produce four types of gametes. One is capital R1, capital R2. Another one is capital R1, small r2. Third one is small r1, capital R2. And the fourth type of gamete is small r1, small r2. So the F1 parent produce four different types of gametes. And the intensity of the red color is determined by the number of R genes in the F2 generation. Okay. The determination red color is due to the presence of capital R, number of capital R in the F2 generation. If four capital R genes present, and the plant will be dark red in color, dark red kernel color is obtained. If a plant consists of three capital R genes, the color of the plant is medium dark red kernel color is obtained. And in two capital R genes, medium red kernel color is obtained. If a plant possesses only one capital R in its allelic composition and it is a light red kernel color is obtained, then absence of capital R result in white kernel color. This what said that the number of capital R gene determine the color of red. Okay, the capital R gene is an additive manner produces the red kernel color. The number of each phenotype is plotted against the intensity of red kernel color, which produces a bell-shaped curve. This represents the distribution of phenotype. Other example for this, height and skin color in humans are also controlled by 3 pairs of genes, and this is also called polygenic inheritance. In plant, wheat kernel color is controlled by many genes. It is an example for polygenic inheritance. And same way in human, skin color and height also controlled by 3 pairs of genes, and it is also an example of what? Polygenic inheritance. You could see the cross between the dark red and white plant. It's a pure breeding parents. In the F1 generation, medium red plant is obtained. When the F1 is made self-cross, each parent produce 4 different gametes. Male produce 4 different gametes that are plotted on the top of the checkerboard, and female produce 4 different types of gametes which are plotted on the left side of the checkerboard from top to bottom. Okay, so when the 4 gametes crossed with each other, and we are getting different types of red color: dark red, medium red, light red, pale red and white color, like this. Okay, so this is due to the number of capital R gene present in each plant. As already we have discussed, if 4 capital R is present, it is a dark red. If 3 present, and it is said to be moderate red. 2 red, it is pale red, and 1 means very light red, like this. The number of capital R determine the color of an individual. Okay, so here we can see parents: capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, capital R2, it is dark red. Small r1, small r1, small r2, small r2, it is white color. In the F1, all medium red color. And F2 genotype, when F1 made self-pollination, it yield different types of genotype in the F2 generation. See, 1 capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, capital R2. Its phenotype is dark red in color. And next combination is 3 capital R is there. 1 combination is capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, small r2. In this we can see 3 capital R, and another one combination also noted in the same cadre. One is capital R1, another one is small r1, and is capital R2, small r2. Here also we can see 3 capital R. So there are 2 combination like capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, small r2, and 2 are there in the combination of small capital R1, small r1, capital R2, capital R2, which represent the medium dark red color. And the next combination, there are 4 things: capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2, and another one combination is capital R1, small r2, small r2. Then rest another one combination small r1, capital R2, capital R2. So in all this combination we can see 2 capital R. So since this kernel plant consists of 2 capital R in it, it gives a medium red in color, right? And next one is capital R1, small r1, small r2, small r2 in 2 number, and another one combination small r1, capital R2, small r2, another one combination with 2 number. So in this combination we could see only one capital R, and which give a very light red color to the kernel plant, and the last one is parental type, capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, capital R2, which are white in color. Okay, so in this phenotypic phenotypic and genotypic combination of F2 generation, we could see both the parental type, that is first one is all with capital R and last one all with small r. These two are pure breeding parental type. So it is understood there is no blending of gene has taken place in the kernel plant. Okay, if blending has taken place, all the F2 plant will be same in color. So it is clearly understood that by two reasons we can say that there is no blending of genes has taken place in the F2 generation. One is we can get pure breeding combination in the F2 generation. Another thing is the rest of the plant which appear in the F2 generation are in different colors. If the genes are blending, that means both red and white are blended, what happen, all the plants with medium red color only we could see in the F2 generation, right? But we did not get like that all medium red combination in the F2 generation. Instead we are getting different red combinations in the F2 generation. So it is clearly understood there is no blending of genes has taken place in the selfing of F1 generation. So let's see the conclusion. Finally, the loci that was studied by Nielsen were not linked and the genes assorted independently. As per the dihybrid cross independent assortment law, the genes are segregated from each other and combined with the other genes. Okay, that is called what? Independent assortment or assorted independently. Later, researchers discovered the third gene that also affect the kernel color of wheat. Okay, actually so far what we have discussed, only two genes affect the kernel color of the wheat, isn't it? Later researchers discovered that the third gene that also affect the kernel color of wheat. The three independent pairs of alleles were involved in wheat kernel color. Nielsen et al. Found the ratio of 63 red and 1 white in the F2 generation. In this 1:6:15:20:15:16:1 in the F2 generation. See here, three genes. One gene consists of two allele, capital A, and second gene consists of two allele, capital B, Third gene consists of another two alleles, capital C, So for dark red color has 3 genes and 6 alleles to control its dark red color. But in the same way, for white color also controlled by 6 alleles with 3 genes. Okay, small a, small b, small c. When cross these two pure breeding parents, all the F1 with capital A, capital B, small b, capital C, small c appeared with intermediate red color. So when the F1 is selfed, the F2 generation are 1 dark red, 6 moderate red, 15 red, 20 intermediate red, 15 light red, 6 very light red and 1 white in the combination. So totally 63 red with the many shades and 1 white. Okay. From the above results, Nielsen et al. Showed that the blending inheritance was not taking place in the kernel of wheat. In F2 generation, plants have kernel with wide range of color variation. This is due to the fact that the genes are segregating and recombination takes place. Another evidence for the absence of blending inheritance is that the parental phenotypes dark red, white appear again in the F2. So there is no blending of genes, only the phenotypes have appeared. The cumulative effect of several pairs of gene interaction gives rise to many sets of kernel color. He hypothesized that the two loci must contribute additively to the kernel color of wheat. The contribution of each red allele to the kernel color of wheat is additive. Next one, another topic is extra chromosomal inheritance or extra nuclear inheritance. It is also called as cytoplasmic inheritance. Actually, we are very clear that genes only control the trait of all living organism, that we are very clear. Where the genes are located? Genes are located in the chromosome. Where the chromosomes are located? Chromosomes are located in the nucleus. Okay, so altogether if we see, genes are located inside the nucleus. So the genes located inside the nucleus only control the character of organisms, But apart from the genes in the nucleus, some genes also present in the cytoplasm. These genes also involved in the inheritance of characters from parents to offsprings, and such kind of inheritance are called extra chromosomal inheritance or extra nuclear inheritance or cytoplasmic inheritance. Okay, so DNA is the universal genetic material. Genes located in nuclear chromosomes follow Mendelian inheritance, but certain traits are governed either by the chloroplast or mitochondrial genes. This phenomena is known as extranuclear inheritance. 2 mark question, please bracket it. What is mean by extranuclear inheritance or cytoplasmic inheritance also? So certain genes are present in the cell organelles such as chloroplast and mitochondria. The cell organelles which possess mitochondria and which possess genes are mitochondria and chloroplast only. And these genes also inherit the character from parents to offspring. Such a kind of inheritance are called extranuclear inheritance. It is a non-Mendelian inheritance. As of Mendelian inheritance, genes are located in the nucleus. Genes located in the nucleus only inherit the characters. But here it is a non-Mendelian inheritance. Why? Because these genes are located outside the nucleus in the cytoplasm in the cell organelles. Since it involves cytoplasmic organelles such as chloroplast and mitochondria that act as an inheritance vector, it is also called as cytoplasmic inheritance. You will get a question like this. What is cytoplasmic inheritance? Why does it call so? Okay, since the some of the inheritance has taken place through the genes present in the chloroplast and mitochondria. These chloroplast and mitochondria are the cell organelle which are present in the cytoplasm and involved in the inheritance of character. So such kind of characters are called what? Cytoplasmic inheritance. You can say the answer. It is based on independent, self-replicating extra chromosomal unit called plasmogene located in the cytoplasmic organelles, chloroplast and mitochondrion. And here we are going to see an example of chloroplast inheritance in 4 o'clock plant, that is Mirabilis jalapa. It is found in 4 o'clock plant Mirabilis jalapa. In this there are 2 types of variegated leaves, namely dark green leaved plant and pale green leaved plant. There are 2 types of leaves we can see in 4 o'clock plants. One is dark green leaves, another one is pale green leaves. When the pollen of dark green leaf plant is transferred to the stigma of a pale green leaf plant, that is female. Male is dark green and female is pale green, and the pollen of dark green leaf transferred into the stigma of pale green leaved plant, that is female, and pollen of pale green leaved plant is transferred to the stigma of dark green leaved plant. The F1 generation of both the crosses must be identical as per Mendelian inheritance, but in the reciprocal crosses the F1 plant F1 plant differ from each other. In each cross, the F1 plant reveals the character of the plant which is used as female plant. Actually, when we cross as of Mendelian inheritance, Then we cross the two pure breeding, that is dark green male pollen transfer into pale green female stigma. Another one combination, pale green pollen grain transfer into dark green stigma, and the F1 generation will be like a dominant character இல்லையா. பட் ஆனால் இங்கே வந்துட்டு அப்படியே உல்டாவான ஒரு கேரக்டர் டெவலப் ஆகுது F1ல. என்னென்னா எந்த காம்பினேஷன் பண்ணினாலும் ஃபீமேல் என்ன காம்பினேஷனில் இருக்குதோ அதுதான் F1ல வந்துட்டு உருவாச்சு. ஓகே ரைட். இப்போ ஃபீமேல் வந்துட்டு பேல் க்ரீன் லீஃபாக இருந்ததுன்னா F1ல வரக்கூடிய எல்லா பிளான்ட்டுமே எப்படி இருந்ததுன்னா பேல் க்ரீன்டாக தான் இருந்துச்சு. இஃப் ஃபீமேல் இஸ் டார்க் க்ரீன் லீவ்ஸ்னால் F1ல வரக்கூடிய எல்லாமே எப்படி தான் இருந்துச்சுன்னா டார்க் க்ரீனாக தான் இருந்தது. ஸோ இட் இஸ் கிளியர்லி அண்டர்ஸ்டுட், ஃபீமேல் எப்படியோ அப்படி தான் F1 பிளான்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்தது அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஏன் அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். See children, there are two sets of cross we can see here. One is pale green leaved plant, it is a male, and another one is dark green leaved plant, it is a female. What about the F1? All F1 is dark like a female. And another set of cross we can see here. See children, this dark green leaf plant, it is a male, and pale green leaved plant, it's a female. All the F1 are what? Pale green. So whatever the combination will be there, the F1 is exactly like the female. No male characters will be appear in the F1 generation. This is due to inheritance is not through the nuclear gene. If the inheritance is through the nuclear gene, we can expect the Mendelian character. But this here the inheritance is not takes place through the nuclear gene. It is due to the chloroplast gene found in the ovum of the female plant, which contribute the cytoplasm during fertilization, since the male gamete contribute only the nucleus but not the cytoplasm. So why? Because இந்த கேரக்டர் வந்துட்டு என்னென்னா குளோரோபிளாஸ்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஜீன்ஸ் மூலமாக இன்ஹெரிட் ஆகுது. அதுவும் ஃபீமேலில் ஓவமில் இருக்கக்கூடிய குளோரோபிளாஸ்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஜீன் மூலமாக இன்ஹெரிட் ஆகுது. அதனால தான் என்னாகுது அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு அந்த கேரக்டர் ஃபீமேலோட கேரக்டர் மட்டும் எக்ஸ்ப்ரெஸ் ஆகுது. நீ கேட்கலாம், ஏன் போலண்ட்லேயும் சைட்டோபிளாசம் இருக்கும், அந்த அதுலேயும் குளோரோபிளாஸ்ட் இருக்கலாம், அந்த குளோரோபிளாஸ்டோட ஜீன் இன்ஹெரிட் ஆகலாம்ல அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்கலாம். ஆனால் என்னென்னா இப்போது மேல் கேமிட்டும் ஃபீமேல் கேமிட்டும் ஃப்யூஸ் ஆகும்போது மேல் கேமிட் நியூக்ளியஸை மட்டும்தான் ஃபீமேல் கேமிட்குள்ளே அனுப்பும், சைட்டோபிளாசத்தை அனுப்பாது. ஸோ சைட்டோபிளாசத்தை அனுப்பாததுனால உங்களுக்கு குளோரோபிளாஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு மேலோட குளோரோபிளாஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு ஃபீமேலுக்கு போகிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பில்லை. அப்போது அங்கே அந்த ஜைகோட்டில் ஃபீமேலுக்கான குளோரோபிளாஸ்ட் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும். அப்போ ஃபீமேல் குளோரோபிளாஸ்டில் தான் அந்த லீவ்ஸ்க்கான கலருக்கான ஜீன் இருக்கும். ஸோ அப்போ ஃபீமேல் குளோரோபிளாஸ்டில் என்ன ஜீன் இருக்கோ, பேல் இருந்ததுன்னா பேல் பிளான்ட் வரும், டார்க் இருந்ததுன்னா டார்க் பிளான்ட் வரும். இதுதான் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. தட்ஸ் இட். And recently it has been discovered that cytoplasmic genetic male sterility is common in many plant species. This sterility is maintained by the influence of both nuclear and cytoplasmic genes. There are commonly two types of cytoplasm. One is cytoplasm N, it is normal. Another one is cytoplasm S, that is sterile. The genes for this are found in mitochondrion. There are also restores of fertility RF gene. Even though these genes are nuclear genes, they are distinct from genetic male sterility genes of other plants, because of RF genes do not have any expression of their own unless the sterile cytoplasm is present. So RF genes are required to restore fertility in S cytoplasm, which is responsible for sterility. So the combination of N cytoplasm with small r, small f, and S cytoplasm with capital R, small f produces plant with fertile pollen, while S cytoplasm with small r, small f produce only male sterile plant only. Next one is atavism. What is mean by atavism? It is a 3 mark or 2 mark question you will get. Atavism is a modification of biological structure whereby an ancestral trait reappears after having been lost through re-emergence of sexual reproduction in the flowering plant. Hieracium pilosella is the best example for atavism in plants. Actually, atavism means what? Some of the traits are disappeared from the ancestral plant, isn't it? For us also we can say some example of ancestral character. Our tails are disappeared during the evolution of human being. Yeah. So we are the evolutionary form of chimpanzee gorilla. Chimpanzee gorilla, they have tail in it. We evolved from them only, but we don't have any tail in our back. It is due to less usage. These tails are regenerate and disappear and degenerate. Some of this disappearance characters again appear in the future. It is called what? Atavism. Okay, so atavism is a modification of biological structure whereby ancestral trait reappears after having been lost through re-emergence of sexual reproduction in the flowering plant. Hieracium pilosella is the best example for atavism in plant. This is a 2 mark or 3 mark question. That's it, children. This lesson got over, and we'll start lesson number 1 in our next session. And today we have discussed very important things. 2 things we have discussed. One is polygenic inheritance, another one is cytoplasmic inheritance. And these 2 questions are very, very important, and you will take it as homework and complete it and send it to me, and I will get you in my next class. Bye.